Hello, I am Melody McClellan, CARES Act Coordinator for St. Louis MBDA. I would like to welcome you and thank you for joining the webinar today. You are free to contact myself, Melody McClellan, or Assistant Tamisha Taylor at the St. Louis MBDA for more information. We are here to provide resources, information, and direction to you and your business. So any way that we can help, feel free to reach out. If you have any further questions, I look forward to speaking with you. And thanks again for joining the webinar today.
Welcome to the Minority Business Development Agency's SBA Economic Entry Loan webinar, and how do I apply? I'm Kevin Wilson. I'm Executive Director of the Small Business Empowerment Center. There at the Small Business Empowerment Center, we provide SBA technical assistance, we provide access to capital, classes and webinars, business coaching, and economic development services. So before we take a deep dive into the Economic Entry Disaster Loan Program, or the EIDL as we might call it for the rest of this webinar, let's take a step back and take a look at who is the Small Business Administration. The Small Business Administration, or the SBA, has been around for 50 years. They've provided low interest loans or loan guarantees through banking institutions for small business owners for years. They also provide technical assistance for small business owners through organizations such as America's SBDC, SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, the Women's Business Centers, and the VBOX, or the Veteran Business Outreach Centers. And they also provide disaster loans and disaster assistance. And today we're going to take a look at one of their programs in disaster assistance, which is the Economic Entry Disaster Loan Program. So today's agenda, we will do an EIDL overview. We'll talk a little bit about the EIDL application, how do you get approved and reconsideration if you are declined, and then we'll do some frequently asked questions. So eligibility. So a business has to be in business prior to February 15th, 2020. The program expires on December 31st, 2021. Applicants who have already submitted their applications will continue to be processed on a first-come, first-served basis. Eligible applicants include businesses with 500 or fewer employees, or defined as a small business per SBA.gov size standards, and you can find that at sba.gov/size standards. Cooperatives with 500 or fewer employees, agricultural enterprises with 500 or fewer employees, most private nonprofits, faith-based organizations, sole proprietorships, and independent contractors. Ineligible businesses are businesses that include those engaged in illegal activities, loan packaging, speculation, multi-level marketing, distribution, gambling, or investment or lending. So the Economic Entry Disaster Loan, or EIDL, it provides a 3.75% fixed interest rate for small business owners and 2 3/4 fixed interest rate for private nonprofits. Long-term repayments up to 30 years, no prepayment penalties or fees, which is awesome. And the purpose is to meet financial obligations and operating expenses that could have been met had it not been for the disaster. And in this case, the disaster is the pandemic. So how can I use my EIDL funds? So they can be used for working capital, normal operating expenses, continuation of health care benefits, rent, utilities, fixed debt payments, and payroll. EIDL funds cannot pay off old debts, refinance another debt, or buy capital assets, new constructions, vehicles, etc. By law, SBA disaster loans cannot compete with the private sector funding. Keep your EIDL funds in a separate account. You want to have those out separately, and then you can then prove what you use that money for if asked later on. So let's talk about the EIDL repayment. No payments on the loan for 1 year from date of note, right? So you've got a whole year to repay the loan. Applicant will receive amortization schedule after loan is funded from the service department. Usually the applicant will be notified before applicant's bank account on file will be debited for payment. And then the applicant can also request to pay by mail or online payments. So let's talk a little bit about how do you apply for the EIDL. So the website for the EIDL is at the SBA's website, which is www.sba.gov/disaster. As soon as you get to the website, you'll probably see it on the banner up at the top. You may also contact the SBA Disaster Customer Service Center, and that is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The phone number is 1-800-659-2955. Once again, that is 1-800-659-2955. And the email address is disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. And for special needs, you can call 1-800-877-8339. So application overview. First, you'll go to the SBA's website, once again, www.sba.gov. The slide you'll see on the screen here is just the first screen, and it is a streamlined process, way easier than it has been in the past. In the past, it's been a 5 to 10 page application. Now it is very short, and anybody can do it. But if you need assistance, please don't hesitate to call SBA or the Small Business Empowerment Center or the MBDA. So one of the first screens you'll see is eligibility. And so you'll go down and you will check the one that is applicable to you. Then you'll have to review the following to make sure that you are eligible. So you go through that list and check all that apply. It is important to note that you should have all of your information before you apply. So as you're looking at these slides, take a look at what's shown on the screen here, from business name, your EIN number, your social security number, all pertinent small business information. This application continues. You'll see on the screen is, if you're a nonprofit organization, we do want to emphasize that nonprofit organizations, if it is a privately held nonprofit 501c3, you are eligible. So you click there if you are a nonprofit. And once again, you'll have to have some of your financial information there. So cost of goods sold, gross revenue, any kind of rental properties you might have, things like that, compensation for employees. On this slide, we're just kind of going over the overall process for the PPP. So in the first block, you'll apply, once again, at sba.gov/disaster. Once you apply, you'll get a loan quote. This is an estimate of qualified loan amount. Does not mean that the loan is approved. Applicant needs to choose loan amount up to maximum. Application is then reviewed. Loan officer reviews for completeness, may contact applicant for more information, and then the SBA will make a loan decision, approved or declined. I always encourage small business owners to go to the website really early in the morning or really late at night. During the day between 8 and 5 o'clock, there is a lot of traffic on the website, and sometimes your application will be kicked out and you'll have to start over. But if you do it early in the morning or late at night, typically the traffic on the website is not as heavy and your application will go through without problems. So let's talk a little bit about approvals and declines. So if you are approved, email will be sent to applicants to sign documents. Be sure to download a copy for your records, right? Loan proceeds transferred to bank account within 5 to 10 days. Retain receipts and contracts for all loan funds spent for the next 3 years. And then you'll make payments through pay.gov or mail in payments to the U.S. Small Business Administration, and you'll see the address on the screen there. If you're declined, a declination will be sent to you via email. And then applicants can request reconsideration in writing within 6 months of the date of decline letter. You would send that, you'd either email it to the email address you'll see on the screen, or you will mail it to the address that you'll see on the screen. If you do get a decline letter from the SBA, feel free to reach out to the Minority Business Development Agency or the Small Business Empowerment Center. Both agencies are happy to help you work through your rebuttal letter to the SBA for reconsideration. We've been able to successfully help a lot of small business owners get reconsideration and get the loan through the SBA. So don't take the decline as it's written in stone. It might be just some information you forgot to put on it, or the SBA needed some more information for clarity's sake. So that takes us to the end of our session. But if you have questions, feel free to give us a call. Once again, contact the MBDA if you have some, or you can call me or email me. My information will be shown on the screen. My name is Kevin Wilson, and I'm part of the Small Business Empowerment Center. You can see more information or contact information for us at www.stlewisSBEC.org. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you for joining this impactful webinar today. If you have any questions, if you like to connect with the speakers, or if you have questions for me, Melody McClellan, the CARES Act Coordinator, or my assistant, Tamisha Taylor, feel free to email us or give us a call. We look forward to helping you in the future, and have a great day.